In previous lecture, I forgot to tell about exercise. So you can go in last video and check description. I have given link over there. Question is not mentioned in code, but you will understand as you go through the lecture and compare the code or exercise. You will understand the questions. In previous lecture, we have cleared the concept of tensors. And one thing is tensors can't be changed. When we defined a tensor, we can't assign a different value to tensors. But in this lecture, we will see how to create variable. So variable is like we can assign or change values of variables. Okay, first I will import the library, and this line of code will show where your tensor or your variable is stored or placed. Like if after I run this, you will be know where your tensor is storing. For example, I am creating a tensor constant 4, and here this is showing your device is CPU. If you're using GPU, this will show GPU or TPU, and this will print every time whenever I create the tensor. So I am again turning it off. So for that I have to restart the runtime, and now I will comment this line, and now you will see location or where is tensor is placed. Now it is not printing. In this example, I will show you how to build variable from tensor. So I already created tensor, so I am just converting this tensor to variable by giving tf dot variable function. Now my tensor is converted into variable. Just like tensor, variable can be any type, like it can be a boolean type. Here I am creating a boolean type variables, and I'm giving boolean type values: false, true, true, false. It will create a boolean type variable. And one other type is complex variable. You can pass complex number plus 4G 6 plus 1G here. Let me print so you can understand what is my tensor, what is my variable. So here you can see in my tensor, a tensor is hold, but in my variable, tensor is converted into variable here. And also let me show you data type of complex variables. Here you can see complex variable, complex data type, and type of boolean variable is boolean here. Okay, operation we have done in tensors we can do on variables too, because variable is just a tensor. Like in backend it is a tensor, tf.tensor it is used to structure data. So you can use to extract shape my variable dot shape. My variable is here I already created, and to check data type we can use dt by pe. We can also extract as numpy. We have to pass numpy. Here you can see in output shape is 2 by 2 and extracted as numpy, and data type is float32. I'm sure you have remembered this operation what we have done on last lecture, but it was on tensors. Now it is on variable. So it means we can do operation on variables also, because as I said earlier, it is a basically a backendly it is a tf.tensor. But new thing is we can change variables later. If you want to see variable as a tensor, you can use tf.convert to tensor function. If you want to extract maximum value from my variable or index of maximum value, you can pass math.arg max. It will return maximum value index of my variable or variable. Above operation we can do on tensors and variable both, but reshaping function we can't perform on variable. Basically, when we perform on variable, it will create a new tensor of that shape. What we're going to assign or pass to tf.reshape function. Let me show tf.reshape. I'm going to reshape into 1 by 4. Let me run. In output, you can see original variable was 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 by 2 variable. Here, variable. As I use tf.convert tensor, variable is converted into 2 by 2 tensor. And index of highest value in variable is 1 by 1. And basically it is passing as a tensor, but this is indexing is a tensor. And last output was about reshaping. Here you can see variable is reshaped to 1 by 4, but when we used .tf.reshape, it is variable is converted into tensor. Now it is no more a variable and it is assigned to a new memory location. To more clarify you, let me print this statement one by one. My variable is a 2 by 2 variable, tf.variable object. As I convert, as I reshape this variable to 1 by 4, this variable is converted into tensor and reshaped into 1 by 4. And my variable is not changed. It's just after reshaping, it is allocated into new memory and changed into my variable is changed into tensor and shape is changed into 1 by 4. To change variable values, there is a function assign which will change values of variables. Okay, first let me create a variable to show you how to assign or change variable values later. 2.0, 3.0. And whatever configuration is right now, what right now variable is hold, like now right now is shape is 1 by 2 and data type is float32. And later if you assign different values to this variable, if you assign like integer value, then their data type, original data type is float32, it will not change even then you assign integer values on it. Let me show a.aws and assign 1. And one thing is you have to pass same shape here, like original have 1 by 2 and you have to pass 1 by 2 also. If you pass 1 by 3, it will not be assigned to a variable, TF variable. Let me show you by examples. If you assign different shape, then it will give you error 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Here in output you can see original was 2.0, 3.0. After a dot assign, it became 1, 2. And when we assigned different shape values, so it will throw a error, shape is incompatible. If you want to change only one value of variable, like here a is holding two values, which is 1 and 2. If you want to change only one value 1, then you can do is indexing. So location of 1 is 0, so 0 dot AWSIG and assign, and here I'm extracting value 1. So after extracting shape become 0, so I have to pass in shape of 0, so only 6. So now 1 is interchanged into 6. But you can't go out of indexing. Sure, I'm sure you know this. This is a simple Python. Please go through text also. Like this line is important. If you are use a variable like a tensor in operation, you will usually operate on the backing tensor. So in backend it is a tensor, but it is represented as a variable. I already showed above, but you please go through lines also at the same time. When you create a new variable from a already built variable, like here I am creating a variable 2.0 comma 3.0, and now b I am creating from a tf dot variable a. They both will share different memory. For show you, here I am changing values of a to 5, 6, and let me print those. Numpy b dot numpy. If they both share same memory, both a and b must same after changing value a, but it is not, so value of a and b will be different. And some other version of assign are a dot assign add. It will, whatever you passed into in this function, it will be add to original variable. Like here I'm passing 2 by 2 comma 3. It will be adding to 5 by 5 comma 6, so it will become 7 comma 9. And different, and other one is a dot assign act. So whatever you passed here, it will, those number will be subtracted from original a for a tf dot variable. Here I am passing 7 comma 9. So in this line it changed to 7 by 9, 7 comma 9, and after subtracting 7 comma 9, it a become 0 comma 0. Let's see, put b dot numpy. In output you can see a and b both are different. It means same memory not used, and as we use assign add, 2 comma 3 is added into 5 comma 6, and after it became 7 comma 9, and as we do 7 comma 9 assign sub, it will change back to 0 comma 0. we can specify a name to variable. Like for providing name to variables, I just have to pass parameter to name argument variable, and I'm giving a name as mark. Now tf variable has name is mark. You can give same name to different variable. Like here I'm going to give same name tf dot variable. Okay, variable, and I'm going to give same name. But even then memory is different. Let me run this code. I have done this because to show you both are different. A and B, both variable are different, even I am given same name. They are different because both are assigned to different memory. Let me show you what variable tf dot variable A is hold. Here name is mark, right? In neural network, weights get changed because of backpropagation. So definitely we assign weights to a tf dot variable object, not to tensor object. If you specifically want not to change variable value at backpropagation time or at a training time, then you have to pass trainable equal to false. After that, backpropagation not will change these step counter variable. And if you want to change, you just have to give true in trainable. For better performance, TensorFlow always tries to put tensors and variables into devices which are fastest. Like if you have GPU, then TensorFlow will try to put variables into GPUs. So like wait update like operation, backpropagation like operation can be done fast. And through code, also you can decide which device to be used. Just I have to do tf dot device, and here I am passing CPU. So here variable and tensor will going to use device CPU, and this calculation also will be going into CPU A comma B and C. Every line of code is run on CPU because I forcefully decided to use CPU. And other possible thing is you can assign variables into CPUs and do all needed calculation into GPUs. So for that you have to give tf dot device CPU, and I want to calculation be done on GPUs. So device GPU, and let me give calculation operation, or I just A into B. But now Colab is not working on GPU, so it will automatically direct into CPU. So now this calculation is done on CPU. And 0 is for number of devices. Maybe you have multiple CPUs, multiple GPUs, and when you not have GPU, then operation will automatically pass to CPU. So from now on, we know how to create variables, how to check shape of variable, how to check data type of variable, and we can forcefully assign variables or tensor to a specific device. In next lecture, we will see how to do differentiation, because in neural network to do backpropagation, we must know how to do differentiation. Please remember one thing, I have given link of exercise in description. So please go there and check. And in exercise, question is not mentioned, but just you have to compare video and exercise. You will understand the question.